Hi everybody, I thought I'd hop on today and do a video about my progress with the A Course in Miracles book that I'm reading. I've told you guys about this before. This is the third video I've done on it, and it's this A Course in Miracles is a book that was written I don't know, back in I guess it was about 50 years ago. And it's actually a book that was channeled by Jesus. I mean, it's Jesus channeling a book to some kind of a psychologist, doctor back then. And I don't know if you guys remember or not, but back in the 80s, Marianne Williamson was a person that went around the country teaching A Course in Miracles. And she was on Oprah. Oprah really liked her and had her on her show all the time. Well, anyway, I never really caught on back then with it, but about a month and a half ago, I came across a YouTube channel of a lady who is a channeler, and she channels her spirit guides called Ananda, and she also channels Jesus. And Ananda and Jesus, of course, they really recommend this book. They really recommend that people start reading this book. I am finding a lot of YouTube channels now that are going through the Course in Miracles lessons, so they're out there. Anyway, the lady's name is Tina Louise Spalding, and she's a channeler, and you should follow along because starting on January 1st, she started doing the daily lessons. There are 365 lessons in A Course in Miracles, and so they started the lessons the 1st of January so that we can spend this year healing ourselves. So anyway, I wanted to let you know kind of where I am on my journey with A Course in Miracles. As I've said before, I simply love it. It's just a wonderful book. Right away, I started noticing, help with my thinking. It's a mind, it helps your mind. This program, we've been so heavily conditioned and programmed that we don't even realize that we have by society and how we were raised and the time we were raised in. I mean, it's changed who we really are. And this book is all about getting back to your spirit, who you truly are. And I'm so glad that I found this book because when I started at the beginning of December, I just had so much mind chatter and I thought, this is ridiculous. I can't even think. What? It's ridiculous. And I came across this book. And so it's actually, I'm on lesson 41, and it has actually helped my thinking. That chatter is cut down so much in my mind. I actually have times where I have peace in my mind, where I'm actually not, the chatter is just not there like it used to be. It is still a bit, but, I do have work to do. But it's calmed me so much, and I actually have quite a bit of time of peace. Night before last, not last night, but the night before, I was laying in bed. I had shut out the light and I was laying in bed waiting to fall asleep. And it hit me how relaxed I was from head to toe. I was completely relaxed and I had no chatter in my mind. And I was just so at peace. And I was in bliss. I mean, it was just so blissful to finally have peace after all the years of just chatter, nonsense chatter going on in my mind. So as far as, so up to this point, I'm on, like I said, lesson 41, so a little bit over a month. I do notice a lot less chatter in my mind. Also, too, I mean, as you know, I've started this YouTube channel because of this. I mean, it's gotten me to the point where I am realizing what my likes and dislikes are. My entire adult life has been spent working and working really hard. And, we have that drilled into our head. You've got to work hard and earn money and you can't do this because, you got to pay bills and all that hardcore stuff. And this kind of really just, talks about giving yourself time, meditating and giving yourself time and just, if you need a nap, go take a nap. If you do the things that you love, then the things you love will come into your life. And it's so funny because, as you know, 2 weeks into this, two of the biggest issues I had were with money and with my job and with food. Those two issues came up smacking me upside the head big time. I started not liking foods that I've always liked. They just didn't taste the same, and I didn't want them anymore. And so I'm really more conscious about my eating. And secondly, was left a job that I couldn't handle anymore. I just found it intolerable. I couldn't handle it, and I realized I was really in a place, and not a good place there. And so I've really been trying to concentrate on what is it that I want? What do I like? What do I want? So I've spent my entire adult life working really hard at, and not really spending any time, if you think about it, it would be developing myself. I've really not developed myself. I didn't take time to play a musical instrument, or to go on vacations. I don't know how to ski. I don't know how to swim. I don't know, I all of those things that are personal development things I've never done, because I never was taught that I should, or that I even could. And it was all about working hard, and and we're all conditioned to do that. When it just keeps us poor, it keeps us in the rat race. And so I'm in the process now of trying to figure all that stuff out. And this YouTube channel has a lot to do with that. I've always loved my home, as I've said. And something told me day before yesterday, to go on Craigslist and to look at jobs, because I haven't looked for jobs since I left my job. So something told me to go on there the other day, and lo and behold, there was a job on there that I actually applied for, and I'm going for an interview tomorrow. So we will see where this takes me. And it has a lot to do with this YouTube channel. I mean, it's video editing, kind of that type of job. Data management, what I've always done my whole life. So I'm really anxious to see what happens here. I've got high hopes for this. It's only a few hours a week, so I'm certainly going to still be able to do my YouTube channel and the things that I love. But it's so funny how that came about. I mean, I got a little inkling. I listened to that voice inside me that said, hey, go check out Craigslist. For whatever reason, those little inklings that we get. And that's what this teaches you. You listen. That's your spirit talking to you. Listen when it talks to you. And it's not going to be brazen and out there saying, hey, pay attention to this. It's going to be that little thing in the back of your mind that says, hey, maybe I'll get on and check out Craigslist today, So you never know. I'm going to find out what comes of this tomorrow. I have high hopes, but whatever comes, I'm ready to take, because I know that everything happens for a reason, and if it wasn't meant to be, then it won't happen. But we'll see. This is really a new step for me, and so we'll see. I think this is part of my journey, and if this does work out, I think it'll be a really good thing for me. So I'm anxious to go to this job interview. But anyway, I'm feeling like I'm developing myself finally. Better late than never. I feel like I'm finally developing who I really want to be, who I really am. And one of the big things in this book that they talk about is to pay attention to how you feel. How you feel is your guidance system. So I've been doing that, and I've noticed that computer work brings down my frequency. It brings me down into that lower realm, and I know it because I start remunerating all those negative things again after I've spent time on the computer. Not necessarily doing videos, but doing other things like that. I did some other job searching yesterday, day before yesterday, besides Craigslist, and that brought me right down. Kind of felt a little low. My mood was a little low, and my mind started thinking all those negative thoughts again. So I'm really paying attention to how I'm feeling. How do you feel? And I have noticed that certain things that I do, like the videos, and I'm also writing a cookbook that I've always wanted to do that too. So when I do those kinds of things, my mood comes up and I start feeling better. I also notice that when I'm hungry and when I'm tired, that I have a hard time. My mood comes, my frequency comes down, and I can feel it. My energy is low, and my mind goes with it. That's not a good place to be. So I guess my goals are to not be hungry and not be tired. So those are things. What else did I want to say? Oh, something that big and huge that came up for me about 2, 3 weeks ago. I got a phone call from my pharmacist, from my pharmacy, and they left a message on my phone. It was December 22nd, so I had been doing the Course in Miracles for 3 weeks. And it was December 22nd, and I got a phone call from my pharmacy. They left a message on my phone. I was actually at my son's. We were doing our Christmas on that day. And I thought, well, that's weird. I only get phone calls from them when my prescriptions are ready, but I hadn't called in to get any refilled. So I listened to the message, and it was a message that one of my prescriptions got recalled. Doing a little bit of research on it, I found out that one of my high blood pressure prescriptions that was recalled because it has a impurity in it that causes cancer. So, really, really upset me. I mean, if you know me, you don't, but if you had known me all these years, you know that I have a big problem with pharmaceutical companies, and I can't stand being on medication. And that came up, and it made me think. The minute that I got that phone call, I thought, now hold on here. Why did that come up? Because this book teaches me that this world is a reflective world, and whatever is in front of you is reflecting what you're feeling. So it hit me. This came up because of my hatred for pharmaceutical companies. That happened to me. It's a negative thing that happened from a negative thought. And so it was really eye-opening. I mean, it's not a good thing, believe you me, but the fact that this happened to me. But and they were. When I went to my pharmacy to talk to them about it, they were very standoffish and skittish about it. They didn't want to talk to me about it. No, hands off. We can't do anything. So that kind of stuff really kind of gets my goat and gets me angry and gets me started. And I really just stopped and I said, this is my first big lesson in my lessons. This is coming up because of how I feel about pharmaceutical companies, and I have got to forgive them. I've just got to move on. It's a negative thing. I don't like it. This year in 2019, I would like to do some work on my health. And A Course in Miracles is big on that too. Jesus and Ananda are always saying, they would like all of us to be eating a raw vegan diet. Well, I think I'm a ways away from a raw vegan diet, but I can certainly eat better. I could eat organic, switch to organic vegetables, and I can eat more vegetables. Cut down on my meat consumption. So my goals for right now are to cut back on my meat consumption. I want to cut down to 1 time a day for now, but by the end of the year, I'd like to be down to 1 day a week where I eat meat. So anyway, those are some things I have going on right now, and I just wanted to catch you guys up and show you where I am on my journey. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're following along with this too, because it's fantastic and phenomenal, and it will change your life. Have a great day. Bye-bye.